Yes, my name is Hege, and thanks for asking me to come and speak. It's very exciting and it's a pleasure to be trying to tell you a little bit about our organisation, our company. We're called Oslo Business Region, and basically we are the regional development agency for Oslo, combining international profiling, place positioning, branding, information and startup services, with startup services, talent, investment, recruiting. Not as in we don't recruit people to like positions, but rather recruit them to come to the Oslo region and live and work. We were established at the beginning of this year, so we're actually a startup ourselves a little bit. So we're just doing the lean startup type of approach. We're owned by the city of Oslo, 100% so far. Hopefully that will change a bit so we can get the other regional kind of councils and organisations as well involved. So Oslo Business Region has got 4 main focus areas. The first one is startups, so supporting startups and entrepreneurs. Basically we put a little tagline on things, which is better help for more people. That we're obviously constantly trying to encourage people to set up their own businesses and to grow their businesses. All types of businesses can get advice and support from us. Also, but we're looking probably mainly to see if we can have international potential to go out and also to come in. So basically what we try to do is develop arenas for people to come and meet, to talk to each other, to see how they can network with each other and help each other as well as all coming to us. Basically, we're just, I forgot to say that, we were just a very small organisation so far. We're only 4 full-time employees. And then different project we do, we kind of get consultants in who are good at the different areas because we work in a lot of different kind of fields in the Oslo region. So because we're not that many people, we do try and focus much of our support digitally. We have most of our support based online through our website that we've actually just launched. I'll show you a little screenshot in a minute. And also through that we have something called a social board, which is like a FAQ kind of conversation that you can ask questions. And you get personal answers, but at the same time it's all collected also, so it's easy to find kind of if people have the same types of questions. So we do online. We also do organise startup days in English and Norwegian. We recently just started doing that. We will be doing 1 English and 1 Norwegian a month, so 2 a month, but 1 in each language. And the next startup day in English, the international one, is going to be on Monday the 18th of August, so we take a little time off in the summer. Hopefully everyone else is. The theme for the next one is going to be lean business development. And basically how we set these days up is to work with the experts on the different areas. So basically, again, because we're just a small company, we always try and be the ones who know where to go for the right support and help, and then to just cooperate with everyone else. You'll find more information about the startup days and basically everything else on our website, which is this page. That would be the most relevant if you're an entrepreneur, if you want to start your own business, or if you want to grow your own business. You can also see from this the other areas that we work on. This we've got startup and we've got work, so if anyone from abroad or from other places in Norway are interested in coming in and getting a job in Oslo, you can go to that and have a look. And also for the same for students, investments, and Know and About is a bit like the newsletter on Know and About is kind of self-explaining, I think. Our second main area of focus is international profiling. And basically what the city of Oslo wants to brand itself is the city of talent. So the ambition is to be one of the most innovative cities in Europe and a city of talent, which means that we have to Yeah, it means creative capital with talent, technology, and tolerance as the three main or key components. And our role in this is then to highlight Oslo region's qualities in order to then attract the people that we want to come and live and work here and invest. And one of the main ways for us to go out internationally and profile the Oslo city region is to create alliances with other cities around the world, because Oslo is small and haven't got that much of a reputation in the rest of the world, or at least not in all parts of the world. So it's a bit hard to just go out, like randomly go and shout about Oslo's qualities. So basically we've made some relationships with already a couple of cities. So far, Hackney, London and Austin, Texas, which we kind of identify then cities who we think have got something in common that we can learn from and they can learn from us, and then we've kind of created some relationships, and we're all the time trying to kind of expand on that. Obviously, again, we're quite new, so we're only just starting, but we work very closely with the city council, the city of Oslo on this. So we help organising delegation trips to these places, and try and develop new relationships. So basically one main thing we did in Hackney last year was take a lot of entrepreneurs and startups over to do presentations in Hackney, and to also meet, so we don't want to just do like friendship agreements, we want to do like proper working relationships that where we're actually connecting businesses and helping people out, and hopefully also helping people in Oslo. And we also did the same with Austin, Texas. We went over with a delegation for the South by Southwest conference, the interactive part. And at the same time then we created this Creative Cities Alliance with London and Hackney, which was signed in Austin with the Vice Mayor for Business and Culture, Hassan Bjerke, signing the agreement with a cowboy hat. The third main area for us is the regional development, so basically working on encouraging and growing business within the region, not purely the startups, but like the already existing businesses, to create arenas again for networking, and obviously collaboration is central for us to work with all the companies and knowledge institutions. So we work with universities and research institutions and other development agencies. And one of our main things that we are project managing is something called Oslo Innovation Week, which takes place every October, which is a good arena. It's a week full of a number of different events, seminars, keynote speeches, just networking events, to highlight the region's opportunities to develop and to profile the region nationally and internationally. And every year we're trying to make like a bigger international profile. So we've been building it for a few years now to become a big innovation week event. And now we're hoping to kind of expand on it and make it more international. So yeah, basically it's going to be organized this October for the 9th year in a row. And it's businesses, it's organizations, it's knowledge institutions, government, doing all types of events, as I said. This year, this is our main themes for the Innovation Week this year. So, basically what it has been till now has been just like a whole host of different activities without so much of a focused kind of theme. But so we're trying to do like a bit more of a curation of it now, because we've grown quite big and then we're in a position to do that. So if you have any events that you want to take part in the Oslo Innovation Week, we'd be happy to speak to you about that. The fourth main area for Oslo Business Region is statistics and analysis. It's one of the main focus areas. We haven't proper got like into making any of our own yet, but what we basically try and do is monitor and analyze rankings, indexes, benchmarks to keep track on how Oslo is performing in the business, innovation and entrepreneurship, so that we know where we're strong, where we need to work more on it to climb higher on these indexes, and use them just to improve. Obviously not just on the indexes, but like for real as well. So that's the fourth one, and we'll hopefully be also doing some of our own, but at least to kind of keep tracking know what's moving in the region. Just like we also try and think with everything else. We want to be the ones that know Oslo in all senses. My own China link, I think it's in the program for me to say a little bit about my experience. I think feel free to ask questions. What I've done is I worked at Oslo during the expo in Shanghai. So I was helping on organizing their an Oslo week in the early part of it. And then last year I did a master in global media and communications at Fudan in Shanghai. Someone you might know. So basically that's my link with China, and feel free to ask questions rather than me just going on about my life. Any questions?
I was just wondering about the Innovation Week.
Yeah.
You say you curate, but is it, have I understood it correctly, that you are not the ones organizing each and every event, but that organizations or businesses are free to organize their own events and then it's put in the program of the week?
Yeah, I was maybe not that clear about that. So we're kind of like the project manager and coordinating the events and putting them into a program and doing the overall profiling of Oslo Innovation Week as overall. But all the organizers of events are in charge of organizing their own activities, whatever they choose to do. And some people are doing like big events all day, and some people are just doing like an hour meet up mingle thing. But yeah, all the organizers are organizing their own basically, and we coordinate. So you kind of just register basically, and then so I've literally just come from an organizers meeting now, so we try and get people together regularly. Also, and try and connect when people say like, I want to do something, I'm not quite sure what, and maybe I can work with someone else. And a lot of the time it's relevant, and that's also our job to then kind of see how we can put people together basically to make maybe better events. And also help them then with keynotes. Oh, many hands. Thank you.
May I know when the week is? Like the
Oh yeah, it's the 13th, the week starting on the 13th of October. And it will be actually a new website on that coming up either tomorrow or the day after. It's oiw.no. So, I think you were first.
You said you work with consultants, and do you have
Yes.
like, database or?
No, it's more like on kind of project. So, for example, for Oslo Innovation Week, we've got someone in to help us project manage that because it's a lot of stuff going on. So basically, the way we look at organizing the whole Oslo Business Region as a company is to stay small, but know kind of what's going on, and then when we project manage or organize events or trips or incoming, basically just get different consultants on board. We don't have like a kind of mechanism for how.
Okay.
It's just so far just been a bit random, like people we know or that we get. Obviously, because we're out there all the time, we get in touch with a lot of people. So, but yeah, get in touch.
I'm just curious. Also, business region is very similar, like Innovation Norway organization. Because I know about the Innovation Norway, but I just wonder, for example, if today there's a foreigner come to Norway and want to set up a business and he doesn't know how to start, should this person go to ask about Innovation Norway, or should they go to ask the help from the Oslo Business Region?
We're kind of trying to complement but also work together with them. So for example, when we do the international startup days and also the Norwegian startup days, we work with Innovation Norway.
Oh, okay.
So because obviously we're not the ones we are trying to look at ourselves like a place where you can come and we can guide you in the right direction and obviously answer a lot of questions. But for example, we don't have any funding to for people who need any grants or anything. But we'll then work with them. So when we do our startup dates, we do like some presentations and then some speed dating, so you can get in touch.
So, for example, if this person wants to do the business in Bergen, so they won't find you, but they can find Innovation Norway.
Yeah, but there's also a business region Bergen who are working on incoming. But yeah, so
Thank
so
you.
I know it can be very confusing for us as well. But we're trying now to find out how we can best work together and complement each other and then lead people both way.
Yes.
But I know it can be quite confusing.
Thank you.
Is it free of charge to ask for your advice? Come meet you?
Yeah, it's all.
And do you know investors? A lot of investors?
Yeah, well, yeah. Some of the when we do startup days again, we do focus on funding, for example, and then we bring in investors and yeah. So, but we try to do different themes, and we'll just launch the autumn program quite soon, like next week, hopefully.
Can I ask you what kind of investors you know?
It's
venture capital
both
or
both
angels?
venture capital and we also focus on that. We do some on crowdfunding, for example, like alternative ways of funding our business. But and we also have Scottish and like all the kind of finance. But yeah, we try and get in proper investors as well. Yeah.
I'm thinking the new government we have now is very much focused on arts and business,
Yes.
as opposed to the arts just seeking public funding.
Yes.
So I was wondering, does that influence the way you work, and do you have experience? Because I've noticed that some of these type of courses are designed very much for people who want to do traditional business, but I think there are more and more artists who are interested in developing their developing themselves basically on the business side of it, because we know what we're doing artistically. Some people need help business-wise. So do you have experience in kind of counseling people in creative businesses or in the arts?
Yes and no. We have done that as well as when people come to us and ask for business advice. But like what you're saying about the new government, that's also the same focus for the city of Oslo to focus more on arts and culture as business, and they've just launched this new strategy for culture as business.
Yeah.
And also that's our kind of steering, that we should focus on that type of business. And that's also why we're focusing a lot of our like the kind of very specific questions on setting up a business, no matter whether it's a hairdresser or a musician. It's a lot of answers you can just get online.
Yeah.
But then our kind of steering is to try and also cater for the culture business and focus on that in the startup days, and also give them help and advice. Yeah. So it's
I've met a lot of confused artists.
Yes.
I'll tell you.
I think everyone has. But yeah, it's definitely one of the things that we are trying to focus more in direction of. So definitely the culture and business side. And again, when we do that, we try and attach the experts rather than and do 2 days.
Just to complement in the same line, social entrepreneurship, do you work with it as well, or is there another organization?
We work with that as well, as I said, like we work with all types of business, and again, we try and do different themes, so that will be involved as well. And we also have had and will have quite a lot of events during, for example, Innovation Week, and we work with a lot of startups that has the social entrepreneurship focus. Yeah, don't know whether there is a known organisation working with that. I don't think so.
Okay.
But we do work with them. But